which a message was revealed to the prophets of Islam. It is a mountain which our sins are forgiven by Almighty Allah. We welcome you,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the greatest of months,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the month of fasting,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the month of Quran,
O holy month of Ramadan, O holy month of Ramadan,
a month in which the doors of hell are closed and the doors of heaven open. So here's an opportunity to repent. Now that Shaitan is in prison, we welcome you,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the greatest of months,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the month of fasting,
O holy month of Ramadan,
the month of Quran,
O holy month of Ramadan, O holy month of Ramadan.
Allah is our creator, Muhammad our prophet, Islam our religion, the Quran our book, revealed in Ramadan, revealed in Ramadan, revealed in Ramadan as a guide for mankind.
Allah is the creator, Muhammad our prophet, Islam our religion.
Forty-three-year-old Mustafa Kebe has been overwhelmingly elected as the new boss of Gambian football, putting him into the country's football history books as the first president of the Gambia Football Federation. The new president of the Gambia Football Federation won with overwhelming majority with 30 votes, whilst his opponent Modu Musa got 21 votes. The July 31st Congress will go down in the country's football history as one of the hotly contested elections. The large security presence speaks volume about the tension leading to the elections, and there was no room for complacency as personnel of the police and immigrations were deployed in every corner at the Congress ground. Frantic campaigning for votes continued right into the Congress hall, and with seconds remaining before the start of the Congress, there were still desperate last-minute attempts to canvass for votes of some of the undecided delegates. A busy moment for the cell phones and visible nervous faces among the delegates. Then finally came the moment Gambian football has been waiting for the past 16 months, the start of the much-anticipated elective Congress that will mark the end of an era and the beginning of a new era in Gambian football. The movers and shakers of Gambian football, one after the other, arrived on time to take their rightful position in the Congress Hall to decide on the future of Gambian football by bringing down the curtains on 16 months of normalization period and usher in a new era in Gambian football.
So for the new team, big challenges ahead, of course. Now, new constitution. To adopt a new constitution, I would say it's the easiest, because then you have to implement the new constitution. You need to change the mindset, new thinking, and it will take time, and that will be the duty of the new leadership. FIFA and CAF, of course, we will follow very closely the situation. We will try to make sure that the new chapter will be as successful as the one we are closing today. I call upon all of you. I know that some people have been disappointed by the change of the constitution, by sanction. Lately there had been sanction. Now I said we are closing a chapter. It's behind. It's behind. Now we look at the future. You have an opportunity. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I always like to quote Uruguay. I might have already done here, just to give you an example. Uruguay. They won twice the World Cup. They won twice the Olympic Games. They won 11 times the Copa America, which is the confederation competition. I'm talking about South America. They were in semi-final in South Africa. The U21, they were in final last month. This country is 3 million people. 3 million people. Just the double of your population size. So it's possible. It is possible. But provided you work for football. No selfish interest. You are not here to live on football. You are here to live for football.
The main purpose of today's meeting or Congress is to usher in a new executive elected by you. I wish you all the best.
The opening remarks by the outgoing vice chairman of the Normalizing Committee set the ball rolling for the much anticipated Congress, beginning with the Normalization Committee's activity and financial report, and then the elections, which were held behind closed doors. But by the time the gates of the Congress Hall were reopened to the press, Mustafa Kebe had already been elected the president of the Gambia Football Federation. Not only did Mustafa Kebe win the presidency convincingly, but his team went on to win all the other executive positions, with Usman Star-Jane being elected the first vice president, Keba Toure as the second vice president, and Basiru Bajo as the third vice president, whilst Boridabo was also co-opted into the new executive. In his first speech as president, Mustafa Kebe urged football stakeholders to put the politics behind them and unite to develop football.
We want to equally take this opportunity to thank the stakeholders of football, the delegates who are assembled here today. It's you who made the decision. Before now, we were all aspiring. We are nothing but aspirants. But you, the delegates, have made a decision. And we are convinced that your decision is the right one. Campaign and talking about candidates is all over. What I promise is what I intend to start today, to unify the different stakeholders in football. So as of this moment, there is nothing like a camp. We are one in the same football family, and we need to start tightening our belts from today and move Gambian football to higher heights and to the next level. Gambia has to be a school for Africa and for other countries, and that's what I promise, and that is what would happen, inshallah. I would like to thank the government of the Gambia, sincerely thank the chief patron of football, His Excellency, Sir Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh, for his tireless efforts in supporting sports, especially football, and in investing in football tremendously. Your Excellency, we might not have the best of adjectives to thank you, but we want to say thank you sincerely for supporting our beautiful game. We also want to sincerely thank the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We want to thank the Honorable Minister and his team for the time, the dedication, the efforts they invested in supporting our dear game. Listening to the reports this morning, it is clear that the Ministry of Youth and Sports have also invested a lot of time, energy, and resources in the development of the game. A lot of you might have observed something unique. I was sitting behind with my contender, and we were telling each other. I looked back and looked at him and said, Mr. Musa, you definitely know I'm going to win at the end of the day. So why don't you give me your vote and stop this electoral process? And he said, no, I think you should give me your hand and tell me congratulations because I'm going to win. So that